and Now biscuits.
Official population figures released. National Coffee Authority bill questioned. And bodies recovered from landslide in Enga. A very good evening. This is National EMTV News. I'm Malcolm Wyra. Thank you for your company. The National Statistical Office published the results of the 2024 National Population and Housing Census yesterday in Port Moresby. As of 2024, the total population for Papua New Guinea is 10,185,363.
The government invested 150 million kina in NSO to carry out this census across the country. These population numbers will guide Papua New Guinea to reset its development agendas, strategize and refocus on where and what areas need to be addressed to benefit people. Therefore, it is critical that accurate population numbers are produced to help with development planning.
These operations culminate into 1 year, 7 months, and the final population figures are finally here. The census has been a very resource-intensive exercise, and for the first time, we utilize technology for data collection in this round of census on a very large scale, which has assisted us to reduce time lag by more than 1 year compared to the previous censuses.
Minister for Administrative Services Richard Masere thanked Prime Minister James Marape and gave assurance of their work.
Using the tablets now, we found out that that particular region and those particular areas that had spikes all of a sudden reported negative numbers, meaning now that we've corrected the anomalies or the irregularities that were identified in 2011 using electronic data collection, resolved those issues and made the census what it should be and more accurate and more credible.
Meanwhile, Prime Minister James Marape noted to the people that it is an expensive exercise to raise children.
I want to encourage every young couples in our country as we move into contemporary Papua New Guinea. Cost of living, right across the world, cost of living increases. And so you have one more children into your family, you're adding burden to yourself in as far as care of the child is concerned.
The program concluded with the launching of the final figures of 2024 population for Papua New Guinea by Prime Minister James Marape.
10.2 million Papua New Guineans.
Nicole Rema, National EMTV News.
Furthermore, Prime Minister James Marape has cautioned young parents to consider taking family planning as the expense of raising children is expensive.
Prime Minister James Marape said planning on the number of children to have is important. He said couples must be properly educated on the cost of raising a child.
The cost of raising one children at least a better standard will be up to 5 million kina one child. 5 million kina one child. The add up of looking after children to give him at least a decent modern care.
He said couples who do not plan and have children must know that the cost of raising children is estimated to be 2 to 4 million kina.
Think about family planning. Limit your children to maybe 2 or 3. And so this conversation must be made in this time.
Marape made a proposal for birth control and population in Papua New Guinea.
So I propose tonight on a population control policy. We'll be looking into this space. Maybe attaching with government through a free education policy. Your first 3 or 2 child, total free education. Any extra you have, well, you will take responsibility.
Nicole Rema, National EMTV News.
Health experts in the National Department of Health have raised concerns over the increasing number of young women being diagnosed with breast cancer. This was addressed in a conference held today at the National Department of Health in Port Moresby to commemorate Pinktober, Breast Cancer Awareness Month.
According to medical professionals, unhealthy lifestyle choices are among the major contributing factors to breast cancer. Dr. Bina Dagam, surgeon from Port Moresby General Hospital, explains that frequent consumption of processed and unhealthy food is a major factor in developing breast cancer.
There is definitely an increase in the number of cancers. It's not just not breast cancer alone, but all cancers are rising. And when you come back to looking at the risk factors, like as was mentioned, a lot of it comes back to our lifestyle choices that we make.
Dr. Bina urges people of all age groups to adopt healthier eating habits and do regular medical checkups for early detection and prevention.
The thing that they could find which had changed over that time was the lifestyle diseases, the diet, processed food. So they're linking it back to, and I think the same for the other cancers that we see at the hospital as well.
It is advisable for people to take proactive measures to maintain a healthy lifestyle to reduce the risk of getting any form of cancer. Mimi Pio, National EMTV News.
Meanwhile, the doctors gave an insight on the number of cancer patients in the country being diagnosed with cancer at late stages.
Dr. Bina Dagam from Port Moresby General Hospital said many women only find out they have cancer when it reaches stage 3 or 4. She said at that point treatment becomes harder and the chances of recovery are low.
The number of women who have gone in for surgery for breast cancers, they're all presenting at a stage 3 or stage 4, which is a later stage. Over the last 5 years, we've only seen one who's presented with a stage 2 cancer. So we know that these women are coming in very late. When you get a cancer, you start putting it's like a clock, starts ticking down on your life. So the earlier you present, you can be cured, or the longer you can live. The later you present, just know that the chances of your cancer spreading and you passing away sooner is much higher.
Dr. Dagam explained that many women develop early signs of cancer but ignore until the illness gets worse. Also, local clinics keep patients on antibiotics instead of referring them for screening and proper treatment.
If you attend to someone and you know that this person has something wrong with the breast, please don't repeatedly treat with medication. If you see something which has been there for, say, more than 1 month, 2 months, that's not normal. Have them sent off immediately. I have come across women who have just repeatedly been given antibiotics. The longest period I've seen has been for about 3 years.
Dr. Bolo Watota, chief physician at the National Department of Health, called for more awareness. He said large population live in rural areas.
Here in Port Moresby is not the bulk of the population. The bulk of the population is in the rural, the primary. So we have to focus on primary areas in terms of interventions. And then primary will, while we have established services in the cancer unit and the cancer division at the hospital, whether it's surgical, pediatric, or internal medicine, how many of our population that are diagnosed with cancer reach them? Many of them, they cannot, even the results do not come back in time for our colleague doctors in the periphery. So that exposure to that system, it has to build up properly, and that exposure, whether patients are diagnosed, whether they are at risk, there have to be a pathway that leads them to that exposure into that system. So
Dr. Watota called for more awareness in communities, proper record and early referral to help patients get the care they need. Mimi Pio, National EMTV News.
In Parliament today, member for Goroka Ayatambua raised concerns on the new National Coffee Authority bill passed yesterday in Parliament, questioning if there was enough consultations done with rural coffee farmers.
Goroka member Ayatambua said this new National Coffee Authority bill will affect about 600,000 farmers in the country. Mr. Tambua said there are 28 coffee exporter companies, of which 80% of those are nationally owned. However, he said the remaining 20% are owned by foreigners, claiming they dictate and monopolize the coffee market in Papua New Guinea.
80% belong to union national farmers and national exporters, sadly to say, are marginalized. Pricing, also the foreign export receipts that come back inside the country does not really show the export volume block coffee.
Noting this, he questioned the coffee minister on how to address licensing to foreign and national companies and if agrotourism was captured in the bill.
Agrotourism or coffee tourism, I want the new industry where time of tourism comes inside the Goroka district, they want to see how coffee is picked, how coffee is processed, and how coffee go cup.
In response, Coffee Minister William Bando said the new bill is a reset agenda for the coffee sector. Minister Bando said once implemented, this bill will be a game changer for local exporters.
People, the coffee farmers out there, this bill is for you. There's a price support for you, there's a freight support for you, and there's what we call a green gold card I asked earlier. I answered earlier from the question by a good member again. And this is how we're going to carry our people with us.
Jacinta Doctor, National EMTV News.
You're watching National EMTV News. We'll be back with more local stories after the break. Stay with us.
Chicken kebab for dinner. Yum.
Beef stir fry.
Chicken curry, my favorite.
Kebabs for you.
Yum.
Stir fry for you. And chicken curry for us.
Magic in every meal, one cube at a time.
Enjoy more talk, more text, and more time online with Telecom More Bundles. Choose from 8 plans ranging from 3 kina with 600 megabytes of data all the way up to 75 kina, loaded with a massive 35 gig. Best of all, each plan comes with an unlimited on-network call minutes plus on-net and off-net talk and text. That's way more time to chat with family and friends. Telecom More Bundles. Top up now.
Hi, I'm Chef Jules Henow, and this is where my true inspiration for cooking started. Like most of us, I learned to cook from my mum. Nothing beats simple recipes where fresh local produce is at the heart, especially when it's a home-cooked meal, prepared and shared with the ones you love. And in PNG, no meal is complete without rice. And my choice is always True Guy. True Guy, true inspiration through generations.
The GWM Tank 500 has a super luxurious interior with 7 family-friendly seats, and it really loves going off-road. Book a test drive today and hop into Barocco Motors for a spin.
Smuggling, selling and abusing illegal drugs like marijuana, cocaine and crystal meth are very serious criminal offences in Papua New Guinea. Under the new Controlled Substance Act 2021, an offender can be fined up to 2 million kina or go to prison for life. Your life and liberty are important. Do not throw it away on illegal drugs and alcohol.
This message is authorized by the National Narcotics Bureau under its Community Awareness Initiative with support from Australia, Papua New Guinea Law and Justice Partnership.
EMTV is proud to announce that we are now offering tower rental spaces on the tallest tower in NCD and Central Province. Our new 80-meter television broadcasting tower proudly boasts an improved structure durability. It is versatile and suitable for various communications and broadcasting needs. It has a high antenna load capacity, supporting multiple antennas and technologies simultaneously. This is your opportunity to optimize your transmission signal for wider coverage and extended reach. For call location information, contact us today. MTV, your number one to watch.
You're watching National MTV News. Murray stops Papua New Guinea, the largest and leading provider of sexual and reproductive health and family planning services, commended the Marape Rosso government for its commitment to universal access to voluntary family planning in the recently launched Reset at 50 20-year roadmap.
To enable universal access to voluntary family planning marks a transformative step in addressing PNG's challenges on health, education, employment and social stability. Under this initiative, the government is pledged to deliver a fully funded national voluntary family planning program to ensure free and consistent access to contraception across all health facilities. The program will involve churches and civil society organizations for outreach and service delivery and expand the training of midwives and health workers. Family planning empowers individuals and families to make informed choices about the number and spacing of their children. In 2024 alone, 70,633 people across Papua New Guinea used a family planning method provided through MSPNG's service delivery channels, helping stop an estimated 21,588 unintended pregnancies and 26 maternal deaths, while saving the government 3.34 million kina in direct healthcare costs. Maristop's PNG Country Director Angeline Famudi said by prioritizing universal access to voluntary family planning, the Marape government has recognized that population and development are deeply connected. Nicole Rema, National MTV News.
Member for Middle Ramu and Assistant Speaker Council Kamdaru has called on the Medang provincial government to release the ward record books to local level governments and ward councillors for a clear update. MP Kamdaru raised this concern following disturbances and fighting during the local level government elections in a remote district of Medang province and in parts of the country.
Noting the uncertainty of Common Roll update and census statistics, Middle Ramu member Council Kamdaru said ward record books must be released for the benefit of the people.
Rolling out ward record book along all provinces along local level government or no. Not to and by making me long all election blooming in the country.
Responding to concerns raised by Middle Ramu member, Prime Minister James Marape said there is a space for the use of ward recorders. Mr. Marape said to clear the uncertainty after this LLG election, his government will ask the local level governments to have councillors hold records of their people.
And so we would be asking the provincial local level government to make the councillors after this election one of the key work, everyday work of our ward councillors is to hold records of the people in migration, out migration, births and deaths.
He concluded that during the launch of the population statistics yesterday, his department has directed that population counting must be an everyday task supervised by provincial administrations.
It must be an everyday count. There must be a section in a provincial government administration structure in the provinces, linking to the districts, and also linking to our health centers.
Jacinta Doctor, National MTV News.
A massive landslide has claimed 21 lives at Kukas village in Minam Valley of Wapanamanda district in Enga province.
According to the Enga Acting Provincial Police Commander Chief Inspector Kelly Sombe, a massive landslide hit Kukas village in Wapanamanda district of Enga province around 2 a.m. today. Chief Inspector Kelly Sombe stated that The landslide covered 3 houses, killed more than 20 people while they were asleep. According to the report from acting PPC, police and provincial disaster teams were on the ground this morning and have recovered 21 bodies, including 2 kids, 3 females and 16 males. He said 3 people sustained serious injury while 4 have minor injuries and have been admitted to Wabek General Hospital. Locals reported that all the victims are from the Yabalekin tribe of Lower Lai in Wapenamanda district. Director of National Disaster Office Lucette Mana, who is from this affected area, expressed that he totally lost for words since the disaster has struck his immediate people. He said the Provincial Disaster Office is closely working with security forces on the ground to unearth the remaining bodies that were buried. The main islands highway in this part of Wapenamanda district is clear for traveling public with security forces on ground ensuring normalcy. So far, the 21 bodies recovered were transported to their families and relatives while search and recovery efforts continue. Edward Luke, National EMTV News, Mount Hagen.
The Provincial Police Commander for Western Highlands Province, Chief Superintendent John Sagom, has confirmed that police were at all polling venues to make sure that voting was conducted successfully.
The Kimininga Police Barracks was packed with people from Hagen Central to collect their ballot boxes for polling today. The police were in full force to control everything and make sure the polling process followed due course. This was PPC Sangom's comments on the security measures for the polling process in the province.
We have the Mount Hagen Central polling for Hagen Haven LG and also for Hagen Rural LG. We have completed the districts of Lumusa, Day District, Kampung Nebilia, which the election ran smoothly, and I'm grateful to my security forces, the policemen and women who have worked so tirelessly until today, which is Friday. We are now going for the polls for Mount Hagen Central.
Despite of no support from authorities, PPC Sangom said that the police were in full force in all the polling venues to make sure there was no trouble during polling. He further had this to say.
Appeal to the people here in the city, Hagen Haven and all, that if Day District, Ubaya Lumusa, Kampung Nebilia can go to the polls without having to have or face bigger issues. I cannot see any reason why the polling here in the city and in the rural area of Mount Hagen will not go the same way as in other districts.
Chief Superintendent Sagom appealed to the people of Hagen Central to go into polling in peace today as the other 3 districts did the same.
My appeal to every people or the voters and the leaders, also the candidates who will mobilize their voters to go for the election today. Please control your voters so that we don't face any problems at all here in the city.
According to PPC, the police force were already dispatched in the morning and were at the polling venues ahead of the ballot boxes. The distribution of ballot boxes for Hagen Rural LLG were distributed first, followed by Hagen Urban. Samantha Solomon, National EMTV News, Mount Hagen.
Meanwhile, Provincial Police Commander for Western Highlands Province, Chief Superintendent John Sagom, is appealing to people who have hijacked boxes for wards in Tambul Nembilia to return the ballot boxes as police have received information on those involved.
Yesterday, after the polling at Kampung Nebilia, where about 18 boxes were not transported to Mount Hagen. There were other people who were there to force the ballot boxes for not coming to Mount Hagen. And so I also give a 10 warning to whoever that person who is who has organized this thing to stop the ballot boxes to come to Mount Hagen here to be stored at Kimininga. This is interference of the electoral process. And whoever that particular person is, we have already got the particulars or the details of that particular person. And I've instructed my ITF to look into the matter and if need be, press charges, relevant charges under the criminal code in terms of persons trying to interfere with the electoral process. So the elements of the offense has been covered already.
Now we take a look at the NASFAN market report. The kina closed lower at 0.2374 US dollars in the interbank market. At Bank South Pacific, your kina was buying 0.2299 US dollars, 0.3481 Australian dollars, 0.1907 euro, 35.14 Japanese yen. Looking at the commodity prices at New York close, gold is trading higher, coffee closed higher, cocoa closed higher, copra closed higher, palm oil closed unchanged, crude oil is trading lower, copper closed higher. And on the stock market, the Dow Jones closed lower, the ASX 200 is trading lower, the All Ordinaries is trading lower. National EMTV News returns after the break. Stay with us.
Dear son, you ask me how I live such a good life. Yes, I've had some good luck, like the day I met your mother. But it wasn't always that way. I've made some good choices too, like working hard and keeping my super with NASFAN. They looked after it for me, which meant I could concentrate on looking after my family. Living each day, knowing that when the time came, I'd be ready for tomorrow. Love, Dad.
Telecom is offering 2 phones at one price. This is a Telecom 121 and Telecom A551, bundled at the price of 199 kina. T121 phone features include 4G compatibility and camera, while the A551 phone features dual SIM and an AF camera. Great value and PNG owned sure feels good. Drop into your nearest Telecom store or kiosk today to grab that pair-perfect phone deal.
Hi, I'm Chef Jules Henao, and this is where my true inspiration for cooking started. Like most of us, I learned to cook from my mum. Nothing beats simple recipes where fresh local produce is at the heart, especially when it's a home-cooked meal, prepared and shared with the ones you love. And in PNG, no meal is complete without rice. And my choice is always True Guy. True Guy, true inspiration through generations.
What if every drop of waste oil you poured away could turn into something worse?
50,000 liters of oil is believed to have spilled into the sea.
Waste oil doesn't just disappear. It seeps into our rivers, poisons our land, and suffocates wildlife. Every drop counts, and every drop adds up. With Dunlop, we can recycle used oil to prevent this destruction. Recycling oil not only cleans our environment, but also reduces the need for new resources, saving energy and protecting ecosystems. Let us handle your waste oil and help protect our environment for generations to come.
Join me on House and Home for all your home and lifestyle improvements.
It's not rocket science. And many of these things too, like I didn't go to school, I teach myself.
From Hot Talk Mom, health and fitness, interest stories, gardening tips, out and about, pet care, and many more. Join me every Tuesday, 7 p.m. on your number one to watch, EMTV.
You're watching National EMTV News. People of Tuman Zone in Kuna Command LLG in Jiwaka Province are calling on the Provincial Election Manager and Electoral Commission to proceed with polling in the LLG without further delays.
A total of 11 existing and 8 new council wards of Tuman Zone in newly Kuna Command LLG made a strong call to the Jiwaka Provincial Election Manager and Electoral Commissioner to let them commence their polling as soon as possible. Sitting Councillor Peter Seinas said the LLG election campaign took them almost 6 months, hence they do not want further delays.
6 moon all kata, mibla campaign come na. All narbla go finish long. Election or polling. Now mibla stop yet. Display me building pressure. Mibla all man leader, mibla only community stop. Time mibla stop on them belly see. All people must stop good. Community must stop good.
He said the delayed cost for the polling was due to the newly created wards and LLGs, but Tuman Zone does not have any issues with this. He further added that 2 court orders of the new wards and LLGs have been dismissed and there is nothing to hold back their polling process. Peter Seinas said Cambia in Anglimp LLG also have new wards and have already done their polling. Another sitting councillor Joe Win of Andakelka said the same sentiments.
Long mibla injalang hanglip sarwagi, mibla dasul hanglip kunay no process, kuchip tu emi process, mis tu emi process, Norgal tu emi process, Cambia tu emi process. All the process na, and then Cambia go election, Minch go election, all other part of Injalang Jiwaka province go along, nubla all creation would only go election and then what about the hanglip nakuna?
He said out of 14 newly created wards, 8 were given to Tuman Zone because of their large population, while 6 were distributed equally to Pin, Komun and Kuna Zone. They are demanding for polling to commence in the newly created Kuna Command LLG next week, Monday. Edward Luke, National EMTV News, Mount Hagen.
2 stories making headlines overseas. The APEC summit officially began today in South Korea, a day after the United States and China signed a new deal aimed at de-escalating trade tensions.
Well, I dare say today will be a much calmer affair after the huge amount of tension generated for the meeting yesterday between the United States President Donald Trump and China's Xi Jinping. Well, Donald Trump has now left South Korea. He's gone home. Xi Jinping is still here, though, and we expect will participate in the APEC summit today. Now, APEC is a big multilateral summit that brings together major economies from across the Pacific. So we're looking at Japan, China, Indonesia, Australia, then across to New Zealand, Chile, Mexico, United States and Canada. So a lot of economies, big, powerful economies coming together to talk trade and business. Now, fundamentally, APEC is about promoting freer and fairer trade, trying to establish rules that these countries can agree to. But what we've obviously seen this year is that idea really thrown into turmoil since Donald Trump announced his tariffs. It goes against the very fabric of what APEC was established for. And even though Donald Trump has lowered tariffs against most countries, fundamentally it's more expensive now to trade with the United States than it was before. So what the APEC nations today will be trying to do is establish common ground that they can agree to. This is still a non-binding cooperation, let's say, but it is still important. It's symbolically important if these 21 major economies across the Pacific can reach an agreement and can come up with a common statement. Because in past years, they have been unable on occasion to reach a unified position. So that will be chalked up as a symbolic win if these 21 economies can reach common ground and reach agreement. It is non-binding, but it will be important to show that at least for now these countries agree on certain rules and behaviours going forward.
Hundreds of thousands of people from Israel's ultra-Orthodox Jewish community have shut down one of the country's busiest roads, protesting moves to force them to serve in the military instead of studying in religious institutions.
From right across Jerusalem and right around this country, people have streamed into Jerusalem for this rally, wanting to make their voices heard in considerable numbers. You can see just how many have packed into this area, wanting to press the case for these exemptions from military service to be restored, insisting that their government is not listening at the moment.
We are come here to say to the world and to the government, we are not scared for anybody, we are not scared for anyone. We're here to share our message and to say we're here to fight.
People have to choose if they would like to go to army or they have to study Torah. If they decide to study Torah, so the ministry and everybody have to support them and not to try to throw them into jail.
The state of Israel wants to impose on us to serve in the army, and the army is our enemy. We are against its mere existence.
This issue has been a thorn in the side for the Netanyahu government for more than a year now, particularly given that there are religious parties as part of his coalition. Members of the opposition want to see the ultra-Orthodox community serving in the army, and there are others who are trying to come up with some sort of compromise and really angering everyone in the process there. It's believed there are around 80,000 Haredi men who are eligible for military service, and as tens of thousands of draft notices have been sent out around the country, not only to this community but the broader Israeli population, it's believed a very small number have actually taken up the draft notices and enlisted, maybe only around 1,000 to 2,000.
I received a call-up notice and I also received an arrest warrant. That means that I can be arrested at any given moment. I am 19 years old.
According to my religion, the army desecrates us, and therefore, as a Haredi, I cannot serve in the army. That is why I don't care about the call-up order.
While this protest has been happening, a new draft bill has been circulated, tweaking some of those rules and loopholes to military service. It's been canned by the opposition leader Yair Lapid, who says it is akin to spitting in the face of combat soldiers. He has also floated an idea that people who refuse to enlist should have their voting rights stripped away from them. As we enter an election year with a poll needing to be held before October next year, this is going to be an ongoing issue. It is a particular and a unique issue in this country, given the circumstances it's in, and one which shows little sign of being resolved anytime soon.
Prince Andrew is set to be stripped of his royal titles and kicked out of his palatial 30-bedroom mansion on Midlands. The Royal Buckingham Palace has announced that King Charles has started a formal process to remove the style, titles and honours of his younger brother, who will now be known as Andrew Mountbatten Windsor.
According to the palace, it was a decision by the King and the King alone. And in that statement from the palace, it says King Charles has begun a process to formally remove the titles of his younger brother, Andrew, who will now be known as Andrew Mountbatten Windsor. As you mentioned, that means he'll no longer be known as a prince. That formal title has been removed, and not through an act of parliament, which had been discussed previously. It's been personally removed by the King. Also in that statement, it sets out that Andrew will have to vacate the premises of the Royal Lodge, that 30-bedroom luxurious manor set out on Great Windsor Park. That's been a property he's lived in for about 25 years. He paid about $15 million to fix it up, and he doesn't pay any rent there. Now, we understand that after significant drawn-out negotiations between Andrew and his brother, the King, it's been agreed that he will move to a property in Sandringham. We're unclear at this stage as to what that property is and where specifically it will be in Sandringham. Now, of course, this all comes after weeks of intensifying questions and allegations surrounding Andrew's relationship with the late pedophile and sex trafficker Jeffrey Epstein. as well as the renewed allegations in the posthumous memoir of Virginia Giuffre, who died earlier this year. She said wrote in that memoir that she was forced to have sex with Andrew 3 times, including once in London in 2001 when she was 17. Andrew has repeatedly denied those allegations, but he provided her with a large cash settlement in 2022. So people have been calling on the King to act, and this is really an extraordinary development. He's acted swiftly, according to what we're hearing from the palace, and he will, of course, now have to relinquish all of his titles and move out of that accommodation or that residence he's been in.
In Australia, Victoria's Parliament has passed legislation formalising Australia's first treaty with Indigenous people. The bill gives greater powers to elected Aboriginal representatives and allows the community to have a say on issues that affect them.
It's a really significant moment for Victoria and indeed the nation. Basically, at the heart of it, this legislation that passed through the Parliament last night brings about Australia's first treaty with its first people. So Victoria is leading the way here. And it means that we'll start to see, basic things like, smaller things, I suppose you could almost say, like more Indigenous place names honouring Indigenous people and words. And then some of these bigger moments which could really impact the way people's lives are lived. So, as you mentioned, this elected representative body. Now, that'll build on the work from the Uruk Justice Commission, which has been hearing from Indigenous and First Nations people for several years now. This entire process kind of dates back, formally to 2016, but well before that. And the Uruk Justice Commission has been hearing about the way that colonial history has had an impact on Aboriginal people here in Victoria and what impact that has had on their lives. So that work will then go on to inform and influence what is currently the First Peoples Assembly. It's an elected representative body, and that will in future become Gulong Wall. We heard from Ruben Berg. He's a co-chair on that First Peoples Assembly today. He's explaining just what this Gulong Wall means.
The creation of the Gulong Wall through this legislation will really reset the relationship between First Peoples and the government, and that will enable us to deliver practical solutions at a local level to get better outcomes for First People.
National EMTV News continues after the break with Truka Sports. Stay with us.
Accept the challenge. Choose PNG's favorite purified bottled water. True Wara, 100% PNG made.
Proudly bottled by Paradise Foods.
You sabi yourself number one super. You can second super account by your phone na internet. Kisi balance belong you long SMS hurry up through. Looking transaction history, housing advance eligibility, beneficiary listing, na downloading statement belong you want an NSL mobile app or member portal. Tapos you can ask him, you can ring him or send him email go to call center belong plan. You don't need sign up online. Join him plenty of Arab number one super members who decide to use him service online. Visit him number one super website today.
For the very first time in Papua New Guinea, Mel Research and Marketing Consultants proudly launched the 5th issue of the Mel Review magazine commemorating PNG's 50th Golden Jubilee independence. 2 volumes, 500 pages each. Volume 1 covers government politics and leadership, while Volume 2 highlights the private sector, state-owned entities as service providers, and NGOs. Together, they cover the period from 1972 to 2025. This 1,000-page collection reflects PNG's 50 years and sets the foundation for the next 50.
The all-new, powerful GWM Power. Book a test drive today and hop into Barocco Motors for a spin.
The IPI Group is PNG's most innovative, dynamic and diverse logistics company, totally focused on delivering outstanding service. Our diversified divisions span from major warehousing, bulk fuel and road transport to large-scale commercial catering. The IPI group of companies will be your partner, supplying tailor-made logistics solutions.
We're proudly PNG's homegrown bank. Since 1985, we've grown from a humble local financial institution into one of PNG's leading banks, serving thousands of Papua New Guineans. We've grown together, adapting, innovating, and leading with purpose. We believe in progress. We believe in our people. Together, we're building tomorrow. Kina Bank, celebrating 40 years of growth, innovation, and nation building.
Join us weekly on MTV News A Closer Look, the current affairs program that brings you insights for the latest on politics,
organizations are not performing their duty,
business, health, education, sports, and more. A Closer Look, 7 p.m. Sunday, only on your number one to watch, MTV.
Tukai Sports.
Welcome to Tukai Sports. PNG Sports Foundation and Media New Guinea Limited, or MTV, have signed a 3-year broadcasting rights and online content distribution agreement yesterday for MTV to broadcast 18 different sporting activities within the country.
Telecom Board Chairman Cedric Rondoke said it is the first for a telecom subsidiary to enter into a partnership. Mr. Rondoke said this partnership will continue throughout the years. He said telecom group of companies need to partner with state-owned enterprises and government departments to work in conjunction with everyone.
Even though it is for a certain period of time of 3 years, it will be continued. Because it is the first time we are doing it, yes, we will have a look at the policy, we will fine-tune it, we will adjust it, so that it suits Papua New Guinea with international standards, with all the rules that are accorded to each of the sports. We will have this fine-tuned and we'll make it a continuous one for both the Media New Guinea and also for the Sports Federation.
He added that going forward, MTV will increase its viewers from 4 million as it enters into the partnership. He thanked PNG Sports Foundation through the Sports Minister for coming up with the policy.
We write policies, we go into partnerships, whether we make money or we don't make money, it is for the people of this country.
Minister for Internal Security Peter Samalili Chunia said this partnership between the two organizations is the beginning of the next 50 years of sporting activities in the country. Mr. Samalili said if this partnership is done right, it will build a platform for financial freedom for sports management and sports infrastructure.
Not only are you talking about 4 million viewers, I wasn't thinking about the 4 million viewers in PNG. When we took this, I thought of the millions around the world through live streaming. Live streaming. There are Papua New Guineans, there are people interested in sports in PNG, and just getting our sportsmen and women from the rural areas, however you structure, getting the television or telecast out in the rural, and then taking them up to the global space. And now technology is such that it's in the comfort of your hands, wherever. And you don't know who's watching. It's transformative for sports in that country.
Sports Minister Kinoka Fio said this agreement formalizes a strategic partnership that will lubricate and sustain the sports industry.
Through MTV's broadcast and online platforms, our sports programs will now gain unprecedented visibility and commercial value.
Mr. Fio said the partnership creates a viable economic ecosystem for sports in Papua New Guinea.
Thank you very much. All right, media, is there any questions?
He concluded this initiative aligns directly with the National Sports Policy 2020 to 2050, which envisions a vibrant, inclusive and sustainable sports industry contributing to national unity and prosperity.
Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the CEO of PNG Sports Foundation, it is my pleasure to thank you.
Jacinta Dr. Trukai.
It will be a big weekend for rugby league fans as the Pacific Championships Bowl Finals takes place in Port Moresby.
The field is set for the Pacific Championships Bowl Finals at the Santos National Football Stadium in Port Moresby. The women's match will open the day with the PNG Orchids facing the Tonga women's team at 1 p.m. Both sides are eager to finish strong in this year's championship. The Orchids have been preparing well throughout the week and are expected to field a strong side. The focus is on defense and teamwork as they look to impress the home crowd. Following the women's match, the men's final will see the PNG Kumuls take on the Fiji Batis at 4 p.m. Both teams have had a solid build-up during the week with training sessions and captain's run completed. The match is expected to be tough and fast, with both sides aiming to end the 2025 Pacific Championships on a high note. Joel Mipari, Trukai Sports.
Hekari United FC Chief Executive Officer Wiram Wama is looking forward to seeing Hekari PNG FC take part in the first ever OFC Professional League set to kick off in January. Wama and Hekari coach Marcos Guzmão attended the soft launch of the OFC Professional League yesterday at Eden Park in Auckland.
It's a long journey or process, but thankful for the owner and sponsor for Hekari and for the hard work they put in 22 years back, and now we met all the compliances and qualified for the Ocean Netball League 2026. Yeah, it's been almost 3 weeks now, and I think for the time being, I think only us and Auckland City gearing up. So Auckland.
Trukai Sports continues after the break. Stay with us.
Trukai Sports.
Chicken kebab for dinner. Yum.
Beef stir fry.
Chicken curry, my favorite.
Kebabs for you.
Yum.
Stir fry for you. And chicken curry for us.
Magic in every meal, one cube at a time.
At BSP, we are committed to helping all Papua New Guineans achieve prosperity. So as our nation celebrates 50 years of independence, we are giving back. Over the next year, BSP will commit 2.5 million kina to our employee-driven initiative 50-for-50 Giving Back to help 50 communities across our country, leaving a legacy in education, health, youth empowerment, and sustainable living. Together, we will build a better nation.
The GWM Tank 300 has all the amazing creature comforts you want. And it really loves going off-road. Hop into Barocco Motors for a spin. Book a test drive today.
What if every drop of waste oil you poured away could turn into something worse?
50,000 liters of oil is believed to have spilled into the sea.
Waste oil doesn't just disappear. It seeps into our rivers, poisons our land, and suffocates wildlife. Every drop counts, and every drop adds up. With Dunlop, we can recycle used oil to prevent this destruction. Recycling oil not only cleans our environment, but also reduces the need for new resources, saving energy and protecting ecosystems. Let us handle your waste oil and help protect our environment for generations to come.
Start your journey with Telecom. Stay online, informed, and in control from departure to destination. Maintain your connections wherever you are. Introducing Want to Travel eSIM, the all-in-one eSIM app available in over 150 countries. With instant activation, affordable no-contract data plans worldwide, high-speed internet, and multi-language support. Download Want to Travel eSIM app on your App Store for iPhone and Play Store for Android devices. Telecom, connecting you anywhere, anytime.
Join me on House and Home for all your home and lifestyle improvements.
It's not rocket science. And many of these things too, like I didn't go to school, I teach myself.
From Hatok Man, health and fitness, interest stories, gardening tips, out and about, pet care, and many more. Join me every Tuesday 7 p.m. on your number one to watch, EMTV.
Hi, I'm Chef Jules Henao, and this is where my true inspiration for cooking started. Like most of us, I learned to cook from my mum. Nothing beats simple recipes where fresh local produce is at the heart, especially when it's a home-cooked meal, prepared and shared with the ones you love. And in PNG, no meal is complete without rice. And my choice is always True Guy. True Guy, true inspiration through generations.
You're watching Truka Sports. The Port Moresby Hockey Association will host its 2025 Men's A-Grade Final this Sunday at the Sir John Guy's Pavilion.
The Blades Hockey Club will go up against the Spy Hockey Club in the Men's A-Grade Showdown, which is scheduled to start at 4 p.m. Both teams have shown strong performances throughout the season and are determined to end the year on a high note. The Blades will rely on their experienced players who have guided the team through tough matches, while the Spy Hockey Club will look to use their fast play and solid teamwork. The Port Moresby Hockey Association has also confirmed that lower division finals will be played earlier in the day. The grand final will close the 2025 hockey season. Joel Mipari, Trukai Sports.
Kumul Consolidated Holdings has stepped forward as the major sponsor for PNG Harlequins Rugby Club's Southeast Asia tour this year.
Kumul Consolidated Holdings has officially announced its major sponsorship of the PNG Harlequins Rugby Union Club. This supports secures naming rights for the national squad as they prepare to tour Malaysia and Singapore. That will now be called the KCH PNG Harlequins. The team includes 18 players and officials who will take part in a series of matches against strong rugby clubs in the region. KCH Managing Director Professor David Kuvanamur said the sponsorship shows KCH's commitment to building young talent and promoting national unity. He said the partnership also helps to build stronger international ties and highlights the excellence coming from local communities. The Southeast Asia Tour is a part of a long-term development program led by POM Harlequins with partners in Malaysia and Singapore. Mimi Pio, Trukai Sports.
That ends Trukai Sports. The Money Plus weather report is next. Stay with us.
Trukai Sports. Trukai Sports.
Hi, I'm Chef Jules Henao, and this is where my true inspiration for cooking started. Like most of us, I learned to cook from my mum. Nothing beats simple recipes where fresh local produce is at the heart, especially when it's a home-cooked meal, prepared and shared with the ones you love. And in PNG, no meal is complete without rice. And my choice is always True Guy. True Guy, true inspiration through generations.
You get big data and big value with Telecom Good Pillar mobile data plans. From only 3 kina, you get 1 gig for 24 hours. And for only 150 kina, you get 130 gigs over a whopping 30 days. And with loads of Good Pillar data plans to choose from, there's a small, medium or large plan to match your budget. Dial *777# to subscribe. Telecom, connecting you anywhere, anytime.
Dear son, you ask me how I live such a good life. Yes, I've had some good luck.
like the day I met your mother. But it wasn't always that way. I've made some good choices too, like working hard and keeping my super with NASFAN. They looked after it for me, which meant I could concentrate on looking after my family, living each day knowing that when the time came, I'd be ready for tomorrow. Love, Dad.
Mtambo tru lonkare mo salim na simokin, marijuana or all drugs no good ikam lo overseas or some cocaine or crystal meth. Nupla law olikolim Controlled Substances Act 2021 by making sawe lo you lo baim court fine inap money mark inap lo 2 million kina or go life year calabus. This platok sawe ikam long National Narcotics Bureau. One time Halivim, Bilom Australia Papua New Guinea Law Na Justice Partnership.
The all-new GWM Power has the best-in-class pulling power. Book a test drive today and hop into Broco Motors for a spin.
EMTV is proud to announce that we are now offering tower rental spaces on the tallest tower in NCD and Central Province. Our new 80-meter television broadcasting tower proudly boasts an improved structure durability. It is versatile and suitable for various communications and broadcasting needs. It has a high antenna load capacity, supporting multiple antennas and technologies simultaneously. This is your opportunity to optimize your transmission signal for wider coverage and extended reach. For co-location information, contact us today. EMTV, your number one to watch.
This weather update is proudly brought to you by MoneyPlus, with you always.
The MoneyPlus weather report for the next 24 hours. For the Highlands region, Mount Again City, cloudy period with rain showers and thunderstorms. Goroka, Barnes and Kundiawa, mostly cloudy with rain showers and possible thunderstorms. Mendi, Tari and Wabeg, cloudy with some rain showers and possible thunderstorms.
The weather update was proudly brought to you by MoneyPlus, with you always.
That concludes the news, sports and weather for Friday, the 31st of October 2025. From all of us here, pleasant viewing. Good night.
This news program was proudly brought to you by Smart Start Breakfast Biscuits and Gold Nuggets.
This program is brought to you by Coke Studio and Telecom Limited.